My journey to Saudi Arabia began as a dream, a whisper of golden deserts, endless horizons, and a land that seemed to shimmer with mystery and promise. Even before I set foot on its soil, Saudi Arabia called to me with images of vast sunlit dunes and the echoes of ancient civilizations. I imagined wandering through ancient cities I'd only seen in books, their stories etched into weathered stones and winding alleyways. The thought of exploring places where history and legend intertwined filled me with awe. Late at night, I'd trace its map with my finger, letting my imagination run wild with the adventures that might await beyond the horizon. Each border, each city became a chapter in a story I was eager to write for myself. The anticipation grew with every passing day, not just for a trip, but for an expedition into the unknown. I felt a pull toward the unfamiliar, a desire to step outside my comfort zone and discover what lay beyond the familiar routines of home. I devoured articles and documentaries, eager to move beyond headlines and connect with the real heart of Saudi Arabia. I wanted to understand its culture, its people, and the rhythms of daily life that rarely make the news. Packing was surreal, each item a piece of the adventure ahead. Every shirt, every guidebook, every camera battery felt like a small promise to myself to be present, to be curious, and to capture every moment. With every folded shirt and packed camera lens, the reality of the trip sank in. I could almost feel the desert wind and hear the distant call to prayer, as if the journey had already begun in my mind. I was about to step into a story much bigger than my own, a tapestry woven from countless lives, traditions, and dreams. The sense of possibility was both exhilarating and humbling. On the eve of departure, I looked out my window, knowing my world was about to change. The city lights outside seemed to flicker with anticipation, mirroring the excitement and nervousness inside me. This wasn't just about ticking off a destination. It was about opening my heart to new perspectives and friendships. I longed to share laughter with strangers, to listen to stories over cups of tea, and to find connection in unexpected places. I was ready to embrace the unexpected, to let Saudi Arabia reveal its wonders, one moment at a time, and to let this journey transform me in ways I could never have imagined. As the plane began its descent, I pressed my face to the window, mesmerized by the endless ochre and gold landscape stretching beneath me. The vastness of the Saudi desert, with its rippling dunes and sunlit plateaus, seemed to go on forever, painting a picture of both mystery and promise. I felt a flutter of anticipation. This was a land I had only read about, now unfolding before my eyes. As we drew closer, Riyadh's skyline emerged from the haze, futuristic towers and gleaming glass rising defiantly from the desert floor. The city looked like a vision from the future, yet I knew its roots ran deep into the past. Here, ancient traditions and cutting-edge ambition coexisted, creating a city that felt both timeless and brand new. Stepping off the plane, I was immediately enveloped by the warm, dry air, a gentle embrace from the desert itself. The sunlight was different here, golden and intense, casting everything in a soft, welcoming glow. It felt as if the land itself was greeting me, inviting me to discover its secrets. Inside the airport, the energy was electric. Travelers from every corner of the globe mingled, their voices weaving a tapestry of languages and cultures. It was a living testament to Saudi Arabia's growing openness and its place on the world stage. I could sense the excitement of new beginnings all around me. My first drive through Riyadh was a sensory overload. Wide highways stretched into the horizon, flanked by monumental buildings that seemed to touch the sky. The city pulsed with life, a blend of traditional Najdi architecture and bold, modern ambition. Every corner revealed something unexpected, a glimpse of the old world beside the new. Everywhere I looked, heritage and progress danced side by side. Ancient mud brick forts stood proudly next to sleek skyscrapers, and bustling souks thrived in the shadow of luxury malls. It was a city in motion, honoring its past while racing toward the future. As the sun set, Riyadh transformed. The sky glowed in brilliant shades of orange and purple, and the hauntingly beautiful call to prayer echoed through the air, weaving a sense of peace and unity across the city. In that moment, time seemed to slow, and I felt the heartbeat of a place both ancient and alive. It was a moment of pure magic, a city with a soul that ran deep, where every sight and sound hinted at stories waiting to be discovered. The air was filled with possibility, and I felt a quiet awe settle over me. Standing there, I felt a profound sense of peace and wonder. The vastness of the land, the warmth of its people, and the promise of adventure made me feel instantly connected to this place. The unknown was no longer intimidating. It was exhilarating. My curiosity grew with every passing moment, eager to explore the mysteries that lay ahead. My journey had just begun, but already I knew I was somewhere truly special. Each step felt like the start of a new chapter, filled with promise and discovery. Saudi Arabia was ready to share its story with me, and I was ready to listen, to learn, and to be transformed by this land of wonders. No trip to Saudi Arabia is complete without venturing into the heart of the desert. The moment you step onto the golden sands, you're transported to a world that feels both ancient and eternal, where the wind carries stories older than memory itself. The empty quarter, Rub al-Khali, is a vast expanse of shifting dunes and profound silence, stretching as far as the eye can see. It's the largest continuous sand desert on Earth, a place where the horizon blurs and the mind wanders. Our guide, whose family had lived here for generations, navigated the endless sand with ease. He seemed to read the land like a book, pointing out subtle tracks and hidden oases, sharing the wisdom passed down through centuries of Bedouin tradition. We stopped atop a massive dune, nothing but sand in every direction, a landscape both humbling and peaceful. The silence was so complete it felt sacred, as if the desert itself was holding its breath. I let my feet sink into the warm sand, feeling a primal connection to the earth. Each grain seemed to hold the heat of the day and the memory of ancient travelers who once crossed these same dunes. As the sun set, the sky exploded in fiery reds and purples, the dunes glowing in the fading light. Shadows stretched and danced across the sand, painting the landscape in ever-changing colors. Night brought a sky ablaze with stars, the Milky Way stretching overhead. With no city lights for miles, the constellations felt close enough to touch, and the universe seemed to open up above us. Around the campfire, our guide shared Bedouin stories and mint tea. The warmth of the fire and the laughter of new friends made the vastness feel intimate, as if we were guests in the desert's living room. The desert's silence was full of life, history, and quiet magic. Every breeze seemed to whisper secrets, and every shadow hinted at stories waiting to be discovered. I felt clarity and calm, far from the noise of daily life. In that stillness, my thoughts slowed, and I found a rare sense of peace that lingered long after the journey ended. The desert wasn't empty. It was alive with wonder. Tiny tracks in the sand revealed the presence of hidden wildlife, and resilient plants clung to life in the harshest conditions, a testament to nature's determination. In that vastness, I found connection and gratitude. The desert reminded me how small we are, yet how deeply we can belong to a place, even if only for a moment. The desert had captured my heart, leaving me with memories and a longing to return to its endless embrace. The true soul of Saudi Arabia revealed itself through its people. From the start, I was met with genuine hospitality, welcoming smiles and open hearts. In Jeddah's markets, strangers guided me without expecting anything in return. I was invited into homes for coffee and dates, sharing stories and laughter. Conversations with young Saudis in Riyadh's cafes opened my eyes to a dynamic, hopeful generation. These moments broke down barriers and built real connections. The warmth and generosity I experienced became the most cherished souvenirs of my journey. Saudi hospitality is about sharing a piece of their world with pride and joy. The heart of Saudi Arabia is incredibly warm and welcoming. My journey was also a journey through time, exploring landmarks like Al Ula's Hegra, Saudi Arabia's first UNESCO World Heritage Site. Walking among ancient Nabatean tombs, I felt awe at the artistry and ambition of a civilization long gone. History here is alive, not just in stone, but in daily rituals and flavors. Saudi cuisine was a revelation, rich, aromatic, and always generous. Kabsa, jarish, and sweet kleicha cookies became new favorites. Meals were shared on large platters, everyone gathered together, creating bonds over food and stories. Endless dates and spiced gawa coffee became rituals of hospitality I came to love. Every flavor told a story, every meal a celebration of connection. From ancient tombs to home-cooked feasts, Saudi Arabia fed both my mind and soul. The country's heritage lives in its food and its people. Here, history and hospitality are always on the table. To feel the pulse of Saudi Arabia, I wandered its vibrant souks, living museums of culture and commerce. In Riyadh's Souk al-Zal, the air was thick with spices and oud, the sounds a symphony of bartering and laughter. Artisans crafted leather and woven goods, their skills passed down through generations. A shopkeeper explained the meaning behind traditional bisht cloaks, sharing stories of heritage. In Jeddah's Al-Balad, ancient coral stone buildings and wooden balconies told tales of the city's past as a Red Sea port. Restored houses became art galleries and cafes, blending history with modern life. These markets were more than places to shop. They were hubs of tradition and connection. I wasn't just an observer, I became part of a living story. Saudi heritage is a tapestry woven from resilience, creativity, and deep respect for tradition. Here, history breathes in every alleyway. Travel changes you, and Saudi Arabia changed me in ways I never expected. I replaced secondhand stories with my own, discovering beauty in landscapes and human connection. The desert's silence reset my soul, teaching me the value of simplicity and reflection. Under a sky full of stars, I felt connected to the universe and grounded in what matters most. Saudi hospitality inspired me to be more open and kind, reminding me of our shared humanity. The friendships I made are treasures I'll carry forever. This journey pushed me out of my comfort zone and opened my mind to new possibilities. I left with gratitude and memories that will last a lifetime. Saudi Arabia added a beautiful chapter to my story. It's a place of warmth, beauty, and tradition, stepping confidently into the future. I hope my stories spark your curiosity to see Saudi Arabia for yourself. If you crave adventure and unique cultural experiences, this is your next destination. Imagine sunrise at Hegra, dune bashing in the empty quarter, or sipping tea under a sky full of stars. Saudi Arabia offers epic adventure, rich history, and modern luxury for every traveler. With new tourist visas and growing infrastructure, it's more accessible than ever. Explore Riyadh's art scene, dive in the Red Sea, or hike Asir's Green Mountains. Be among the first to discover a nation in transformation. Your journey will be more than a vacation. It's a chance to witness history. Let your curiosity guide you, and create your own unforgettable Saudi story. Adventure awaits. Take the first step. My journey in Saudi Arabia is just one chapter in a lifelong adventure. Every trip teaches me more about the world and myself. Travel builds bridges, breaks barriers, and reveals our shared humanity. The memories I made remind me there's always more to discover. I hope my stories inspire you to keep your sense of wonder alive. Let's continue exploring together, one adventure at a time. The world is an open book, and we have so many more pages to read. Thank you for joining me. Let's keep the spirit of exploration alive.